Sanibonani guys, welcome back to yet another video. Now guys, there's a new show on Showmax called Untied. This show focuses on 8 powerful women who share their high profile breakups. One of those women is Nonku Williams International, you guys. Now this show does seem to focus on, as I did say, it's about breakups. So it mainly focuses on these ladies telling about or speaking about their relationships with men that we might know as the public, or their relationship in general with men. And Ungo, in this episode, you guys, in episode 1, she tells her story and her relationship with men in general. I enjoyed this episode, you guys, because I think there's so many of us that can relate with Unongo's story, you guys. Now, Unongo does say, Uti, listen, she denied herself, you guys. She kept herself up until she was 21. She was a virgin. She did it intentionally. Her dream, you guys, or her purpose was to keep herself for the man that was going to one day marry her, have kids. So yeah, you know how as a girl, you're supposed to keep yourself up until you're 21, find a man, get married, lose your virginity, and have babies for him. So Nyampana, before she was 21, she had met this guy, you guys, that she really loved, and this guy really loved her. And according to me, from the way I hear things, Unonku kinda is saying that was her true love, and that the only love that she's experienced in terms of romantic relationships was with that guy. So she met that guy before she was 21, and then once she turned 21, a week later, guys, she broke her virginity with that guy. She gave it up, guys. A week later, girl could not wait. I get Unongu was in varsity, the guy was in varsity, so they moved in together. At this point, when they moved in together, Unongu was working and the guy was working. Unongu says the guy was a rapper and he spent a lot of his time at the club. Now, obviously, spending a lot of the time or of his time in the club meant that he was mingling with a lot of women. When he comes home, the phone. So Nonku was guy. Why is his phone always off? Because why is his phone always off when he's home? So Nonku, she says that she struggled with a lot of insecurity and she didn't know how to deal with that. And so she was the one who started becoming violent towards the guy. So it started off with her slapping the guy. Now she does say, this guy, guys, he was raised by a single mother. So he vowed to himself that he would never lay his hand on a woman. But the final straw was when Unongo pulled up a knife on him, you guys. And the guy saw Lana, Lana. So anyway, the guy then broke up with Unongo and told her, listen, I can't do this with you anymore. Obviously, Unongo was heartbroken to a point that she even lied to the guy and said, that she's pregnant, hoping the guy, uzomzwela and take her back. She was stalking the guy. The guy told her, listen, keep her less so sisu. That's like he was really done with Unongo, but it was just really hard for her to accept it. You know what, guys? I must give it to men like this. You know what? Who don't who know when to exit, you guys, and don't let the situation to get to a point where you end up laying your hands on a woman. Because we all know, guys, this lawyers in South Africa, injan, yes, towards women we say we don't get justice, but also towards some men they also don't get justice. So it was best for him to leave that situation. Unongo says after that, guys, she was desperate for marriage and she kind of felt like she was looking for lokai in every man that she dated. She said then she started dating another guy, guys. Any guy ozomthembisa umshado, Unongo would, get hyped up. Guys, abafana. And the thing is, the most of them these days, actually, because I've noticed these days women are not that obsessed with marriage as before. Before, guys, umfana meeting you on the first day, bekazokutshela umshado. Now uthatheke because you want what? You want umshado. Unonku met this guy, you guys, who promised her umshado. Unonku went to and tell her family. Her mother gathered the family. This guy is coming on a certain day. Guys, that guy stood Unonku and her family up. Unonku says that time her and this guy only dated for a month. Guys, How are you getting married to a guy that you dated for a month? Ingathi nabantu who get married after 10 years of dating kunzima kanje. When are you just clamoring for something that's 1 month? Hayi ngeke. Anyway, guys, next she does say ukuthi she met uSifiso. She explains how she met uSifiso, and what I liked, she does clear something, because I know there's some people who still believe that narrative yoguti Ungo was like uSifiso's side chick or something like that. She was not uSifiso's side chick, you guys. Her and uSifiso were staying together for a good 6 months, and he had broken up no Ayanda at that time. By the time he went back, uSifiso went back to Ayanda, Unonku confirms ukuthi she had broken up with uSifiso at that time. But she says the reason why she broke up with him, she got tired of this man not coming home. This man was the ladies' man. uSifiso, like the rest of the other guys, he had also promised Unonku umshado, but Unonku could see ukuthi, hey Lana, I don't know if there's going to be something with someone who's still getting all the attention because he's famous. I get fast forward as she meets her then husband, you guys, and she says the first date she had with her then husband, this man was on his phone one way. Guys, be aware of people who are obsessed with the title of marriage, obsessed with the title of being a husband or wife, but are not ready to put in the work that makes you a successful wife or husband. Because what do you mean? First date, umuntu sefonini. Guys, that is a red flag. Girl goes on to say, that first date now, Ukai was like, no, my friend is having a bride, you wanna tag along? So even furthermore, they never actually had time to spend with one another and get to know one another. They were always in the company of other people. 3 months into the relationship, Unongo decides to fall pregnant. And I'm using decides because she said it herself. Umuntu wesifazane doesn't at meeting a surprise, because if I was jovo, you guys, or you're not using preventative measures, what do you expect? That is her own words, you guys. So anyway, she says the first time she saw Muntu, what kind of person he is, was when she went out drinking with her friends. She went out drinking with her friends, you guys, and then you know those vibes, you out drinking and then you pull out your phone, she did that. So when she called Ukai, you guys like, Unonku's like, no, I'm just hype. I was having, a few drinks with my friends. And then she can hear what Ukai is not comfortable with that. When she got home, next thing Ukai is telling her, don't touch me. And then he wouldn't speak to her for weeks on end, you guys. Whenever she would drink, he would call her Istawa. And this was the first incident where she saw, which I was sure by that. But unfortunately for her, guys, by the time she got to see this person is, and this person is not make sure. Days later, she finds out that she's pregnant. Now guys, which when you find out you're pregnant, you want to make things work, because you want your child to grow up in a household where umama, no baba, is present at the same time for the child. Guys, she said she eventually changed. She would drink in private because she didn't want to kwatisa this man. She made sure she did everything according to the books just to not make this man mad. This guy would isolate her from people, isolate her from her mother. And the thing is, this guy would pretend so well pamgwabantu that even if she would possibly think of telling them, people will probably not believe her. I get then Ukeli, when she was 7 months pregnant, Ukel decides to go to go through Ukai's phone. Now they married, you guys, in Yacinto. He did everything right in Yacinto. She decides to go through Ukai's phone and realizes Uguti is cheating. You know those men guys who are emotionally abusive. When you catch them, Uguti, they are cheating. They try and change the whole situation and try and pin it on you. So Ukai takes a chair, hits it on Unongo. That chair breaks on Unongo. Mind you, guys, she's 7 months pregnant. Unongo runs to the bathroom because she's trying to protect herself, trying to protect her baby. The guy breaks down the door, you guys, and gets in and kicks Unongo on her belly, guys. 7 months pregnant. Not only that, he kicks her her out of the house, guys, while she's in her underwear and a vest. Imagine how cruel that is, guys. But even still, after that incident, Nonku still didn't leave, because she goes on to explain now, okay, fine, her firstborn son with this man was born. Now they are trying for a second child. What do you mean you're trying for a second child? Guys, I can get you are staying in a relationship, trauma, and whatnot, but trying for another child? What do you mean? So anyway, they're trying for another child. He goes to a funeral. And then Nonku saying, this weekend, her nanny was off. So she decides to call her cousins to come and hang out with her. So the cousins come and they are drinking. Okay, mega booya from the funeral, he sees the wine on the table and probably assumes ukuthi unonku ophuzayo kanti it was the cousins. Okay gets mad, you guys, and he decides to leave. Even mega hamba at a whole big commotion ukuthi yena ukwatile and whatnot. He does not even want to resolve things. I get ahamba unonku, her cousins eventually leave. And then she goes to bed later on. This man is still not back, you guys. She said she texts her pastor, asking her pastor because there was something, man, in her intuition that was telling her ukuthi namhlanje kuzoshuba, you guys. The guy comes back, her husband, he comes back more 5 extending, you guys. Comes back more 5 extending, sleeps in the guest room because, he's angry at Unonku. Ungo extend Miravoga, she takes her son, she goes to the pub across the road, goes and play with her son. Her phone rings during playtime with her son, and it's a private number, but she decides not to answer the phone call. Then few minutes later, her husband called, asking her, hey, where the upu wale to Ungo's like, hey, Bo. What do I imagine right now? Usuga corner, you left me in the house. He starts swearing at Unonku's like, I can't take this. Like, why are you swearing me? She decides to head into the house. Guys, mera figa la pan mera volumia washa gembama ukai is hitting her, wanting uwale tuake. Next thing, guys, nangu kai uswashi spam. He's holding a can against her head. Ufunu wale tuake. Unonku's trying to tell him, I don't even know where your wallet is, but she can see Uguti, this guy is convinced Uguti Unungu knows where the wallet is. So she ends up lying and says, okay, fine, I know where the wallet is. Let me go look for it. She goes into the guest room, guys. That time she's looking for something. She doesn't even know if it was Oitola. This is all happening in front of her son, you guys. She's looking for the wallet. She can't find the wallet. She then lies to him and says, okay, fine, I think the wallet is in the car. She calls a garage. Auntie, guys, that private phone call, or that private call, that was a private number that was trying to call her. It was the security company. And guys, something in the alarm went off. And obviously when something in the alarm goes off, they try and call you to verify if near right or something like that. But when they saw Nonku is not answering the phone, they came over to their residence. So by the time she's in the garage, she can see the 2 security guys, and that was her escape. She runs over to them to kind of help her. Arasabi next, he hits Nonku. He chases after Nonku and he hits Nonku in front of these security guys. To think that whole shenanigans was going to be enough for her to leave, still didn't leave. But I get it at that point, guys. She was scared for her life. Now, guys, she also explained, there was a point where her mother lost all her cars, business was not going right, and she felt the Lord saying to her, Uguti, she must buy a car for her mother. Now she knows Ugutu we are mnyanya umawake. So if she would have to buy a car for her mother, she knew Uguti, the guy was not going to say yes, and she did it behind the guy's back. This was going to be the end of their marriage. So anyway, she does that. She buys her mother a car behind the guy's back. A year later, the guy finds out about it. And instead of the guy leaving her, he tells Nonku, Yazini, I want everything to be in my name. Because when Joanna, you're doing things behind my back, so put things in my name. Nonku, out of fear, guys, she does that. But what she also does is that she opens up a separate account where she keeps putting in stashes of money because she could kind of feel with Lando is coming to an end. She then says, guys, one day she didn't even tell the guy nothing, didn't even explain anything. One day she got up, she packed her bags, and that's how she left. She sent him an SMS and told him, I'm afraid of you. I am not coming back. And she had to hire bodyguards for a full year, guys, just to protect her. That's how dangerous the situation was. But anyway, guys, that's how Nonku left the situation. She does say, Uguti, she is still willing for her sons. Actually, she still allows her sons to go and see their father, even though he's not doing anything in their lives. In my head, I'm just like, this guy, he's probably not supporting their kids in Gamasbomi and Delazo Laya Unungu. Because there's some men like that, you guys. She says, Uguti, she is still praying for them to have a healthy relationship for the sake of the kids. Yo, guys, what a traumatic situation. This is not even including in Dabaga RD, guys. Yo, guys, apelani, please. This thing of just marriage, of being obsessed with marriage, guys, you know the devil can tempt you with the same thing that you believe you want and you think it's from God. Discernment, guys, will take you far. Anyway, let's pause it right there because that's where the episode ends. This is thoroughly a good interview. I enjoy Uri Lebogile's interviewing techniques. I love them. And yeah, you know what? I wish Nonku all the best, guys. We do know she's on a journey where she just wants to focus on her relationship with God. All the best to her. We know this is not going to be the end of us seeing her on any type of TV. We are still going to see more of her because she does give hints. She was born for this type of thing. So yeah. Anyway, guys, you tell me your thoughts on this. Please do make sure you like the video. Please do subscribe. It is absolutely for free of charge, and I'll see you guys on the next one.